Hey guys, welcome to the Rusty Beauties garage, and we are restoring our 1966 GT6, and we have this rear fender already completed. Now we only have to do the seal. And I was gonna do that in the last episode, but as you may remember, it became too long, so I had to cut the video in two. So here we are now, finishing what we started in the previous episode, and that was the seal. So what we did was we installed the inner seal, and we made and installed the strengthener piece, and we even welded this front end of the rear fender. So now let's put the seal on and see what the problems are, because I know that it has problems, because this is the seal from hell. So I'm gonna put back this wheel, and I'm gonna remove that wheel now, because we're gonna need to work on the end cap of the seal, and we need better access. And I'm gonna bring you back. In the meantime, actually, when the dog goes away, in the meantime, I'm gonna paint the inside of the seal, so we don't need to wait for that later. Well, actually, before I paint it inside, I thought it's a good idea to get rid of the dents that I put here from when I was trying to bend it on the vise, when this center was too long and it was bulky. So I put few marks here and there, and especially here in the corner when I rebent the flange. So now I took some time and I did some hammer and dolly. I had to polish my dolly. It was super dented, and my hammer was super dented, so because I was using it for everything else, so I had to polish them a little bit. But now I'm gonna keep them for just jobs like that, because in the beginning I started and I put some marks here and there, which is not too bad because there's gonna be body filler, of course. But anyways, I think I did a good job. I had to strip the paint, because with the paint I couldn't see anything. Like here, you see I put thousands of little marks, but it is okay. So now I'm gonna paint it, and then we're gonna do whatever we said we're gonna do with the wheels, etc. Alright, so I put that wheel on, took this off, put the seal. We have the end cap here installed, like it still needs to be pushed out at the bottom and in at the top and welded, but it's there. And everything looks good, except there's a little problem here. So as the seal is right now, everything looks okay. The problem is right there. Come on, stay like this. As you notice here, this is not clamped. And I can clamp it, no problem. However, look what happens here when I clamp it. There you go, you see? It goes so much further in. And that's not good, because when it's there, well, I need both hands. Let me clamp it and I'll show you how it affects the outside. There you go. Now it's clamped, and look at this gap here. So we are at 0 here, we are at 0 all the way there, but here we open this gap. Okay, so let me take these out again. And now clamped with a screwdriver there, that's like a 1/4 inch. There you go. There is like a 1/16 gap there, but it's perfect. So remember when we straightened this flange and we bent it a little bit wider here, but we kept it the same there? Maybe we were supposed to bend it further out there as well. Yeah, it looks like it. When you look at it like this, it's wider at the back and narrower in the front. And no, the A-post didn't move, because if the A-post moved in, that meant that the door was gonna go in too. But now, look, the door still fits as it was before. It fits nice here, it fits nice here. By the way, I was able to push this corner out a little bit by moving this hinge. Remember in one of the last episodes, I wanted to move this hinge so I can push that corner in. I managed to do that. I'll show you later. I have to open the bonnet. But anyways, now in this position, I know the door sticks out, but you can see here clearly how the profile of the door is not what it's supposed to be. It needs to go in, because they have double layer from here down. This is like a straight line and it needs to be curved in. So looks like I'm gonna have to take out the seal again. So it looks like I'm gonna have to take the seal again out and bend this flange again. Like we're gonna keep it here where it is, but there we're gonna have to move it a little bit out, this bend. Now I have to clean my wheel. Okay, so we rebent the flange, and now actually this part here sits much better. Before it was sitting here, it was sitting too high. So now I like it. It still has a little gap there, but it is what it is. The thing is, with the door closed, it looks pretty good to me. So we have a good gap here, we have a good gap here. This is overlapping really nicely here. So I think that's finally the position of the seal. I just need to put the cap in, because I forgot to put the cap in. So I'm gonna put it in, and we should be in a position to weld it in place. Oh, that's how I moved the door out here. I put a spacer, 3 layers of metal there. But that pushed that corner in, and I like the position of the door as well. So anyways, let me set up here and we're gonna start welding it in place. Alright, so it's all welded and, oh, okay, you see this blur here? Yeah, that's, again, my lens is broken. I need to change it again. Okay, so anyway, so it's welded all over the place here. The spot weld underneath, spot weld on top. The cup is pretty much tucked in place. I didn't do a very good job with the cup, but it's tight in this area. So when I take the body out, I'm gonna weld all over here and I'm gonna grind it nicely. So it's gonna work well. So now that the seal is in place, I think next is the door, I guess, but maybe before the door, I think we should make a transition piece for here. And we had one, we took out one. We took this one out, but it is way too far gone. By the time I fix it, I think it's better to make a new one. And it's pretty thin. When I push it like that, it bends like really easy. So we're gonna make a new one. So I have my template. I have my template from the other side and I just compared it here. And of course, here it matches the width, but at the bottom it doesn't match because we just made this seal wider here, right? So it is a little bit too narrow at the bottom. But I made a paper template. So I made a paper template that is a little bit wider at the bottom here. It matches the top. It matches the top, but it's wider at the bottom. And when I put it here, that's okay. And when I fold it like this, looks like it's gonna work pretty well. And this template, by the way, I made by just moving one side a little bit outwards. So it is the same as this one. See, this side is the same and this side is the same. I just have to move it back and forth, so I can still use this template to bend the flanges up and down. And I also cut a piece of metal here that I can use, and we're gonna bend the flanges now, and then we're gonna bend it on the shrinker stretcher. And yes, shame on me, it's not Stella, it's Nestle. So for this location, this is the top. So this flange needs to go up and this needs to go down. So let's do the one that goes up first. So let's mark it. I'm actually gonna cut it because it's too long anyways. So I don't want to bend more than what I need. Okay, so we said this needs to go up. So we're gonna clamp this here. So obviously, because it's a little bit curved, we can't use the brake to bend that. We need to bend it here. And because this curve is like concave, we're gonna need to stretch this a little bit, which is fine. Not gonna stretch it too much because that's actually this side, so that's how it is. So in order to curve it this way, we need to shrink this flange. So we need to shrink here. So I don't want to stretch it now just to shrink it after. So that's how far we're gonna go. Now we're gonna flip it around and bend the other flange. This other flange needs to come up here. Now though, this side we're gonna put exactly where it is, but this side we're gonna leave a little bit wider, right? That's what we said we want here. So a little bit wider. Oh, actually, I need to clamp it closer to this side now, I forgot. Okay. And like this. And we're gonna do the same thing now. Now here, because we have this curve, we need to shrink. But again, this is exactly the opposite now, because now this is like this. So to make this curve, we need to stretch this flange actually. So I'm not gonna bother shrinking it now, so I can stretch it after. So I'm just gonna leave it curly like that, because it's curly because we have too much material, but it's actually in our favor right now that we have too much material here. Because now if we straighten this, it's gonna actually curve this way, which is exactly what we want. It started already, just a little bit. Okay, let's do the rest on the shrinker and stretcher. Okay, so that's our goal, that's what we need to achieve. So again, this flange needs to be shrunk, and this outer flange, which is this one, needs to be stretched. But we're gonna do that simultaneously at the same time on both sides. So a little bit shrinking here. And now a little bit of stretching on the other side. Can't rely too much on this curve, because this is, oh actually this one is still in the shape it is. This one is already distorted, but more or less it gives us an idea. So this side looks like we are almost there, so let's work on this side more, and we're gonna test it on the car. Okay, we're almost there. Almost there, so we need to open it here a little bit more. Looks like I didn't leave enough material here in this end. I should have left more here, even though this still needs to go down. Like here, you see on the old piece, this is exactly where there was a lot more material, but still, well, maybe that's how far it goes. Here in the deepest area, this is how deep it is. Well, we are still deeper. We're still deeper, so this needs to go more down in this end, and this end too, right here in the middle. So this way it overlaps pretty well, but now here it lifts, so I'm gonna shrink here in this area so I can bring this down. I stretched it here, but I shouldn't have. Okay, that's better now. And here too. I just twisted it like this. And now that side is more or less okay. Somewhere here. But now this side is too high. So again, we're gonna shrink here so we can bring this end down. Okay, if we are following this shape here. Looks like we need to shrink a lot more in the center. Okay. Did we overstretch it now? Looks like it, and so now we have to shrink a little bit to make this curve more open, but not in the center. We're gonna actually up to here it's fine, so here we need to shrink a little bit, here we need to shrink to bring that down, and here we need to stretch more, I think. Okay. There you go. That's pretty good now, isn't it? So maybe very little stretch here to bring this down, or no, just here at the end. There you go. I like it like this. And there you go. I like it like this. I'm just gonna shave this flange here, and we're gonna drill holes all over the place for plug welds. Like we need holes here for plug welds, we need holes here for plug welds, we need holes here on this flange all over the place, and only this flange we don't need holes because there we can spot weld it. So I'm gonna shave this, I'm gonna drill the holes, I'm gonna paint the back, and then we can come and weld it. Well, I actually just realized that it is late at night and it's Saturday, and I wanted to post a video tonight so people can watch it on the weekend. So you know what, I'm not gonna finish it in this video. I'm gonna cut this video here. I know it's gonna be a short video, but I've been doing other things this week. I've been busy with stupidities, editing, re-editing and re-uploading my old videos. Some of you, I guess you know why. So anyways, it's gonna be a short video, but there's gonna be something for you to watch. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for commenting and subscribing as usual. Thanks for supporting me on Patreon and via PayPal. If you want to know how to do that, there's details in the description about my Patreon page and where you can send small donations if you'd like to, but you don't need to do that in order to have access to all the videos, because you already have it whether you're supporting me financially or not. If you decide to support me financially, it would be only because you feel like saying thank you, Elin, for your videos, or just because you feel like it. But if you can't afford it or you don't feel like it, it's still okay. You're a valued subscriber and viewer of this channel. So thanks for everything, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.